On October 17, 2024, the world held its breath as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed the nation. Zelensky announced a shocking development that sent waves through the international community. Approximately 10,000 North Korean soldiers were preparing to join Russian forces against Ukraine. This declaration was backed by intelligence gathered by the Ukrainian military. The news raised fears of escalating tensions that could lead to a third world war. Despite Russia's denial of these allegations, calling them fake news, concerns continued to grow. US and South Korean intelligence reported that around 3,000 North Korean soldiers had already been deployed to Russia. These soldiers were undergoing training at various facilities across Russia. The alarming news suggested a military alliance forming between Moscow and Pyongyang. The international community reacted with a heightened sense of urgency and apprehension. Political leaders worldwide called emergency meetings to discuss the implications. Embassies in Ukraine were on high alert, evacuating non-essential personnel. Protests erupted across Europe and the United States, opposing the potential alliance. Inside the Ukrainian government, plans for counter-strategies were laid out swiftly. President Zelensky met with his top military advisors in a tense, closed-door session. Talks of reinforcing troops and securing international support were the top priorities. Meanwhile, in Moscow, the Kremlin downplayed the reports, calling them provocations. The Russian media echoed these sentiments, fueling confusion. However, satellite images circulated online, showing North Korean troops in Russian bases. The images only intensified the global debate over the truth behind the alliance. In North Korea, state media remained silent, revealing nothing about the deployment. Rumors spread that Kim Jong-un was personally overseeing the training. In the UN, nations demanded an immediate investigation into the claims. Security Council meetings were held daily as diplomatic tension mounted. In an unexpected twist, China called for a peaceful resolution, seeking to mediate. Different factions within the global community began to form alliances based on old and new loyalties. Media outlets worldwide kept citizens updated, creating varying narratives. In Ukraine, civilians prepared for the worst, stocking up on supplies. Schools and public institutions were fortified as precautionary measures. Fear and uncertainty loomed large over families as speculations fed the mass anxiety. Across the Atlantic, in Washington, D.C., intelligence briefings were delivered daily. President Biden assured the public of stringent measures to prevent further escalation. Concerns over cybersecurity and propaganda became major points of discussion. Nations supporting Ukraine worked to bolster their defense strategies. Financial markets tumbled as investors feared the growing instability. Amid the turmoil, human rights organizations called for protecting civilians and upholding international law. On October 17, 2024, the world held its breath as Ukrainian President Zelensky addressed the nation. Zelensky announced a development that sent waves through the international community. Approximately 10,000 North Korean soldiers were preparing to join Russian forces against Ukraine. This declaration was